Hi everybody, this is just a quick screencast video to walk you through your rough draft for your research paper. Remember that your rough draft is due tomorrow. Only page 1 is required, but the more that you give me, the more information I can give you. So the more you write, the better it is for you in the long run. But your grade is only dependent on turning in the first page so that I know that everybody is doing the best they can. It's a completion grade just for me to give you feedback. So don't worry if you're really struggling or you haven't done a lot of research or anything like that. We'll get it figured out in time for the final draft. So just give me what you got tomorrow. That's all I'm really asking for right now is that you're trying. So don't worry. So the first thing you need to do when you open up your Google Doc, if you haven't started this already, is create a header. So you click up here above the top margin. This is where like the original margin starts. So you click up here, double click, and then it'll say first page header, or it might just say header. This box will be blank. Yep, it just says header. And then you click the box to say different first page. And then you type your name over here right aligned, and then you put page 1 because this is page 1. When you get to your second page, it's automatically going to put the header in for you, but you're going to have to edit it to show page 2, which I'll show you in just a second. Then you put your name, my name, the class, and the date written out as words, not with dashes or slashes. And then Florida, please go away is my title. You call it whatever you want to call it, but it needs to be Times New Roman 12-point font. It needs to not be bold or in italics or underlined, just like mine is, just very plain and normal. Everything is universally here double spaced, okay? No extra spaces. You just start double spacing from the beginning and let it go from there, okay? So then when you start with your introduction, you're going to start out really broad by discussing some basic ideas, maybe about problems in the world or in America, or maybe basic big generalizations about your problem. And then you're going to narrow it down in your thesis to explaining what your problem specifically is and that it needs to be fixed. Like I said, Florida is the worst state in America and something needs to be done about it. So you might say teen hunger is a huge issue in America and the world, and it needs to be taken care of. However you want to phrase it, okay? You don't start putting in any details about your topic yet. You just introduce your topic. Then you go on, and the first paragraph after that is going to be where you explain why it's a problem. So you're going to offer up some evidence from research, some statistics. This is a great place for those, what you found on the web or in the book. And I realize that a lot of you don't have your papers from the book at home, so paraphrasing from Chelsea Clinton's book is completely fine. You don't have to be directly quoting, obviously, unless you actually have your the copied pages I gave you, in which case you're welcome to directly quote, but I'm not expecting that at all, okay? And so you include your research as you go, and you do your in-text citations in parentheses, just like I did here. And again, just do your best tomorrow. I'm giving you feedback, so just try it, and I'll help you figure out what you need to do to kind of tweak those. And then you go on to your next paragraph, and see, here's my header at the top. And if you double click, then I can edit it and change the page number if I need to, okay? And then when you click down below, it goes away. So then in this paragraph, I explain how people have attempted to do something about it, how they've tried to fix Florida, right? Or how people have tried to fix your problem. So this would be where you would discuss other websites and organizations that exist. If there's been some sort of politician movement, some bills that have been passed to try to help, you would mention that here. And again, make sure you cite your sources when you include information. See, I sum up something here from a website and put it in my own words, so I have a citation. And then the last paragraph before your conclusion is basically where you're explaining what people your age can do between the ages of like 12 and 18, 12 and 21, kind of kids that are in like middle school, high school, and college, what they can do to help fix the problem. And you, again, are probably going to be pulling in organizations and things like that. You might discuss the idea of fundraisers at a younger age level, like your age level in high school. Fundraisers are a big way that kids are making a difference. And you're welcome to discuss the idea that our class is planning a fundraiser. You just can't say our class or your class, my class. You just have to say some middle school students might be having a fundraiser, that kind of thing. And then the last thing you do is your conclusion. You sum up what you've said so far, the points that you've made, and then you will wrap up with some sort of like sentence that leaves your reader thinking, but not a question, because they're not going to be answering your question. You're not talking to each other. So you want to leave them with a thought like I did. There's hope on the horizon for future generations of America. It's a little broad, but it leaves people thinking. This is the basic structure. Send me what you've got tomorrow, and I'll give you feedback on it. Next week, we'll talk about the creative element and your final draft. And if you've got questions, you can always reach out to me over Remind or email or through Classroom, and I'll do whatever I can to answer them. Just give me something tomorrow, and I can work with you, okay?